Breaking news now to start the morning sprint. A car slams into a home in Highland Heights.
Well, you can see it right here behind us. It ripped through the right side of the first floor. And our breaking news leader in the sky, Air Tracker 5, was over the home moments after it happened. So, John Rudder, what's the latest now?
Well, crews are still here out on the scene taking care of everything that's going on here. You can see it's a very active scene. They've got caution tape surrounding the entire home. I was able to locate the car after we did a couple circles of the area. It's actually behind this tree, so it's very difficult to see, but it is flipped over. Also, since it has gotten a little bit lighter, we can see some of the landscaping in this area has kind of been disturbed. And if you can look closely, there's another car in the driveway that appears to have some damage to the front left side of it. So it looks like there's another car that was hit in the driveway in this accident. Again, this is all taking place on Long Spur in South Apple Cross Road. You can see police, fire, and EMS are all on the scene. The driver of the car that hit the house has been taken to the hospital. We're unsure if there was anybody inside the house or if there were any injuries inside, but we do know the driver was taken to the house. You can see there's a lot of damage to the front of this home, just to the right of the front door. We'll keep you updated here with the latest from the sky, but for now, I will send you back inside of the studio.
John Rudder, thank you so much. Well, now let's go to Power 5 meteorologist Samara Theodore.
Let's go ahead and do that right now. You can see we are seeing dry conditions out there on the radar. It's pretty quiet. We do have some clouds that were lingering in Ashtabula, but those have since moved out this morning out towards the east, and here's where they're headed, out towards PA, New York. They're going to see some rain today. As for us, though, we don't have to worry about that. Current temperatures 31 degrees in Medina, 32 in Akron, Millersburg. Good morning, also at 32. Remember, we reached that coldest point just before the sun rises, so it is chilly for now. We should gain a few notches as we head throughout the day. Speaking of which, let's break down that hour-by-hour forecast. You can see around 10 a.m. around 40 degrees. By 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock will be around 43. But again, this is just closer to the lake shore. Farther inland, we should be reaching the mid to upper 40s today. Overnight, we see those no clouds, rather clear conditions, which means we are in for a cool night. Here's a look at the weather system at play. High pressure is actually moving in, and it's going to stick around for a few days, and that's why we're seeing such great weather over the next couple of days. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Power 5 7-day forecast. I want you to really take note of these temps. They are on a rising trend. We are looking at the upper 60s, low 70s by the weekend. It's really a phenomenal week ahead. I feel like this is the real introduction to spring as opposed to what we've been experiencing.
I 100% agree with you, Samara. We do have another accident, 90 westbound and Nagel right now, not causing any delays because it's in those westbound lanes. More concerned about the traffic building in and around downtown Cleveland. To 71, your typical slow spot as you approach that Metro curve in those northbound lanes. More concerned, though, about 490 and East 55th. This area right there, the traffic lights are out, and there was an overnight accident causing that. Heading outside, though, your ride on 77 as you approach 490 is not delayed at all, not seeing any problems. If you want, though, you probably should avoid that area. It's going to be worse as the hours go on here for your morning commute. Again, that's 490 and East 55th. Over to you, Jackie.
Well, Kristen, in just a few hours, layoffs will begin at the East Cleveland Fire Department, and the city will be left with just 8 firefighters a day to handle every call. So our Meg Shaw has been top of this story all morning long. Meg, you're in East Cleveland right now. Firefighters say that this will compromise safety.
Yeah, the president of that fire union says East Cleveland Fire Department receives nearly 6,000 calls a year. So these cuts in their employees will have a damaging effect on the safety of residents in surrounding cities, as other departments will likely have to respond as mutual aid. Now, the mayor of East Cleveland says letting members go is necessary to close a massive gap in the city's budget. But cutting manpower isn't new to East Cleveland. Back in 2003, they were forced to cut their staff of 14 to 10, and now they'll be left with just 8 firefighters. And on some days, they could operate with less than that because firefighters will not be replaced on sick days, vacations, or even jury duty. Those layoffs will take effect this morning at 8:30. Live in East Cleveland, Meg Shaw, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Meg. I'm Sarah Finney in for Karina. Breaking overnight from the live desk, a deadly officer-involved shooting on the Las Vegas Strip. We have some new video just in. Witnesses say they heard a lot of gunfire. The ABC station in Vegas reports the suspect was killed after a short chase with police. The victim is in surgery but is expected to survive. Terrence.
A developing story out of Columbus we're following this morning. We now know the name of the police officer who was shot during a SWAT standoff. Columbus police say Officer Stephen Smith is a 27-year veteran with the department, and he is 54 years old. He was shot Saturday night trying to arrest 44-year-old Lincoln Rutledge, who's accused of burning down his girlfriend's apartment. Rutledge is now facing attempted murder charges. He's expected to be in court today. A Cleveland police officer being accused of assaulting a man at the Horseshoe Casino. Michael McNeely was off duty when he allegedly elbowed a man in the face Sunday morning. We found out he was also disciplined for his role in another high-profile case, the deadly police chase and shooting. The investigation is now underway to determine if he will be disciplined on the new charges.
A woman is facing OVI charges this morning after she almost drove into Lake Erie. Menor on the Lake police says she drove through the parking lot at Menor Beach Park. She then crashed through a post and kept going, her car stopping just inches from the frigid lake. Well, wrong-way crashes are on the rise here in Ohio. It's only April, but ODOT says we've had more deaths so far this year than in all of 2014. 7 people were killed in wrong-way crashes in 2014, and this year, more than double that. 16 have died and 9 have been injured. ODOT says they are doing everything they can to put an end to these crashes, but there's not a simple solution here. Right now, they are testing increased signage and lights.
Right now, Cleveland police are still searching for the gunman who hit East Tech High School around 3 o'clock yesterday. Someone called 911 saying they heard gunshots in the area. Officers found at least 1 bullet went through the back door of the school, and multiple shell casings were found in the area. No one was hurt, but the school was immediately put on lockdown. Students were released a short time later.
Well, Canton's high schools will hold their first merged graduation this May, and we are now learning they will incorporate McKinley and Timken by doing this. Students will wear black robes with tassels in each of the school's colors. They will also recognize the top 10 students from each school. Graduation is at the Canton Civic Center on May 19th. Congratulations to them. Ohio is lagging behind when it comes to higher education, though. A new report says only 38% of working Ohioans have a 2- or 4-year degree. That is below the national average of more than 40%. The study says we need to work on what they call non-traditional learners. That includes low-income, first-generation, and older students.
The first round of Cavs playoff tickets go on sale today. If you're a Cavs insider, you get first dibs, too. You can log in to the team's website at 11 this morning. Then at noon, the sale opens up for everyone else. The Cavs just clinched the top seed in the East last night. They'll likely play either the Pacers or Pistons in the first round. Well, a warning for all of you Starbucks lovers when you go there today. That controversial new rewards program starts this morning. Instead of getting a point for each purchase you buy, you'll now get points for how much money you spend instead. Starbucks claims most customers will earn rewards just as fast or even faster. Many customers, though, a little skeptical. But we have more Morning Sprint to get to this morning. We'll see you back here in 60 seconds.
This is what precision